Welcome back. Today, we're diving into Chapter 3 of Donald Sull and Kathleen M. Eisenhardt's fantastic book, Simple Rules. It's all about doing things better, and we're going to explore a really powerful concept that can completely transform how you approach your daily work, your team projects, and honestly, even your personal life. Let's get right into it.
Picture this. You're the captain of a small boat, right? And you've got to steer through this incredibly narrow, dangerous strait. On your left is a deadly, jagged, rocky reef. On your right, another reef, just as bad. Drift a little too far to either side, and your boat is crashing and sinking. This is actually the perfect metaphor for a problem we all face every single day, finding the exact right amount of structure in our workflows. You need enough structure to keep moving forward, but not so much that you get wedged in the rocks.
Which brings us to navigating the edge of chaos and finding that middle path. So think about those two reefs we just talked about. One side is total chaos. You have way too few rules. People are confused, mistakes happen left and right, and you're just wasting energy chasing every random distraction. But if you overcorrect and swing hard to the other side, boom, you hit rigidity. This is the 300-page manual side of things. You've got so many rules that you become totally inflexible, slow, and completely unable to adapt when something unexpected pops up. Our goal is to avoid both of these extremes. So how exactly do we thread this needle? Well, that brings us to what we call process rules, basically your new navigational tools.
Process rules are these brilliant, simple guidelines that steer you right down that optimal middle path. Unlike super strict checklists that demand absolute 100% perfect consistency, like, say, an airplane pre-flight check, process rules are meant for situations where flexibility actually beats consistency. They give you just enough structure to get the job done, but leave you plenty of room to use your own judgment and creativity on the fly.
Let's break this down into 3 specific types. First up, how-to rules for task execution. Basically, getting the basics done. Now you might be thinking, won't adding rules just kill my creativity? Actually, it's the exact opposite. Boundaries fuel creativity. And to prove it, let's look at a pretty iconic rock duo as a case study. Take the White Stripes. Back in 2001, they put out White Blood Cells, which ended up being one of the most acclaimed albums of the decade. And how did they do it? By putting themselves in a tiny, super strict box. They set just 5 how-to rules for the whole album. No blues, no guitar solos, no slide guitar, no covers, and absolutely no bass. By completely restricting their options, so they weren't paralyzed by a million choices, they recorded a brilliant 18-song album in just 10 days. Crazy, right? Frontman Jack White actually hit the nail on the head here. He said, "The whole point of the White Stripes is the liberation of limiting yourself." That is a massive paradigm shift. It proves that creativity doesn't just survive on limitations, it thrives on them. When you have a few core how-to rules, you stop overthinking the basics, and you pour all that energy into the actual execution. All right, moving on to our second type, coordination rules for team sync, or how to orchestrate a group without a boss barking orders.
Okay, picture a massive flock of starlings, thousands of them, weaving and darting through the sky in total synchronization. It's called a murmuration, and it looks like this giant pulsing cloud. Now, how in the world do they do this without constantly crashing into each other? For a long time, scientists legit thought they had to be telepathic.
Spoiler alert, not telepathy. An MIT software engineer named Craig Reynolds proved it. He ran a computer simulation with bird avatars he called Boids, and he found out that complex flocking doesn't need some grand master plan. It just needs every bird to follow 3 really simple local rules. 1, avoid colliding with your immediate neighbors. 2, head in the same direction as them. And 3, stay close to them. That's literally it. Just 3 rules orchestrating that entire breathtaking performance.
And hey, humans do this too. Think about improv comedy. You've got actors on stage, no script, no director, and they have to instantly build a hilariously coherent story. How? 1 golden coordination rule. Yes and. You fully accept whatever reality your partner just made up, that's the yes, and then you add your own new piece to it, that's the and. It keeps the whole team perfectly in sync on the fly.
So we've got the how and the who. Let's look at the when with our third type, timing rules for rhythms and deadlines. To really get how powerful timing rules are, let's talk about something incredibly relatable, insomnia. It is a huge issue. It severely impacts 1/3 of all adults, leading to massive exhaustion and some pretty major real-world mistakes.
Well, researchers at the University of Pittsburgh took a group of senior citizens with chronic insomnia, and they didn't hand out sleeping pills. Instead, they gave them two incredibly strict timing rules. Rule number 1, only go to bed when you're actually tired. This is called event pacing, taking action based on a specific event, which here is feeling drowsy. Rule number 2, get up at the exact same time every single day, no matter what. That's time pacing, creating an unyielding rhythm on the clock. And get this, just by following those two rules, over half the people in the study completely cured their insomnia. 0 drugs involved.
Which brings us to our conclusion, moving better and how to effectively steer your ship. So back to our boat in that dangerous channel. Process rules, whether they're how-to rules for tasks, coordination rules for your team, or timing rules for your calendar, are basically your ultimate navigation system. They keep you from smashing into the chaotic reef of distraction, and they keep you off the rigid rocks of bureaucracy. They hold you right in that sweet spot, structured enough to execute, but flexible enough to adapt to the waves. So, I want to leave you with a challenge today. Take a hard look at your own work and life. Where are your biggest bottlenecks? And more importantly, if you could only pick one area to limit your freedom just to gain some actual traction, what would your simple rule be? Think about it. Draft a rule or two and watch how much smoother your ship sails. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.